Okay, so thanks everybody for joining this session this afternoon. It's just past noon on Wednesday in the UK. So we've got 11 participants. So thank you for your attendance, and you never know, we might get a few more. So I'd like to say this session is going to be presented by Santosh Dorg and Aman Devedi. And I think Aman's starting the presentation, and it's going to be on accelerating value in the API economy with IMS systems. And Santosh and Aman are BMC technicians, and I'm not sure how long they've been there, but they've been certainly very keen to do this presentation for you. So without further ado, what I'd say is, if they prefer it, if we have any questions, can we perhaps verbally say them at the end? And when we do that, what you need to do is you need to unmute your microphone for that, but that will be at the end. If there's anything burning that people want to talk about in the middle, then maybe they can just post it on the chat to me. But really, if we could have questions at the end, that would be preferred, and we can do some verbal questions so we can get some interaction. Okay, so I'll hand you over now to Aman, who's going to start with this presentation.
Okay, so thanks, Dominic, for the introductions. And good morning, good afternoon to all who have joined the virtual conference. And thank you for joining us here this afternoon. My name is Aman, and my colleague, Mr. Santosh from BMC Software, will be speaking about accelerating value in API economy with the IMS system. So let me run through the contents. I'll be talking about API economy with IMS systems, renew IMS systems with APIs for new digital business capabilities, and my colleague Mr. Santosh, he will be talking about how we create IMS APIs at BMC Software Lab, the reference material, and at the end, we'll be reserving 5-10 minutes for question and answer and feedback. So API economy with IMS systems. So this is the picture of life cycle of API economy with IMS system. But what is API economy? Like that question comes in our mind. What is API economy? And with IMS system, how we see the life cycle. The what I understand the API economy, the web economy is where companies expose their internal digital assets or services in form of web APIs to the third parties with the goal of unblocking additional business values by creation of new incredible applications. We all know mainframes are brilliant machine. They are full of fantastic applications, uh, and they can do wonderful jobs. They can do wonderful jobs quickly and easily. But in many ways, mainframes are limited to doing these all wonderful things only on the mainframe environment. And what we need to do, we need to take those best part of applications and possibly combine them together uh, with the best part of other applications that exist on mobile platform or cloud applications and create incredible new applications for the people who want to use it. And for that, you don't want to change anything on the mainframe side, the legacy system. This is basically what they call the API economy, making the best use you can of existing applications and data by making them available as an API to create something new as per the customer requirement. So API lifecycle management. Here, how I understand this API lifecycle management in three stages, basically design, develop, and deploy. So when we say business digital business assets on GeoS machines, so this can be IMS database, this can be IMS transactions, this can be BMP DLI batch jobs, this can be SQL access to IMS DB, this can be IMS system administration functions. So these are the digital assets. Web APIs providing secured and commercial access to IMS assets on GeoS platform. And R&D lab consume these web APIs to innovate the solution as per the customer requirement, create something new or some incredible applications. The next gen apps uses the backend services through web APIs, and this will create a new opportunity for the end user, the new business opportunity, which will generate the revenue as well. So this is how I see the life cycle of API economy with IMS systems based on the three stages: design, develop, and deploy. The common scenarios around APIs uh, in, in, in today's vastly interconnected worlds, the places for lone island of business to prosper are very few and far between. Organizations are built on trade. Market leaders collaborate for new opportunity, innovation, and competitive advantages. The common scenarios around API, uh, let me take one example, like any reaching to traditional GUS batch assets by using REST and JSON. How we can do that? How we can achieve it? A large insurance firm wants to wants to reach a set of COBOL batch applications that can contain some sophisticated business logics and that developed over many years. Conversion of these new applications and for the runtime environment, this would be a costly and high risk. But by accessing through mobile platform, this would be at low risk, and we can innovate something new also. The other reference or the example I'll be taking here, separating mobile or web request scenarios. A retailer wants to separate web request to applications on GUS systems out from requests that are coming from new mobile platform. You can easily accomplish this task, defining and configuring distinct GUS connect services. The other example, on train, you can make the payment for food and beverages using PayPal. PayPal integrate with the banks for the payment. The other example, consolidating or grouping separate requests. A financial firms that recently completed a merger with another firm is looking for a way to provide a secure and fast way to open several critical business applications, tie them together to form a single and make the result available from inside of web applications. So these are some common scenarios around the APIs. Why APIs? Most IMS online applications were designed to interact with 30 to 70 terminals. The end user dialog. Changing IMS legacy code to work better as an API introduces more complexity and code to change. So APIs essentially open mainframe up to whole new generation of programmers and engineers. With so many financial and insurance firms relying on mainframe for their computing needs, and so many millennials and techies unfamiliar with mainframe techniques. APIs serve as gateway and translator for the skills of folks just getting into the technology. APIs makes mainframe accessible to any stakeholders, securing the future of mainframe companies that use it. APIs are crucial to the backbone of computing, and with ability to adapt changing conditions, mainframe will still remain a major market with API economy. So here's some bullet points. We can see respond to marketplace needs. Solution must be developed and deployed quickly. This is what the current marketplace need is. Multi-channel digital presence. For example, mobile and cloud system. Access to the digital assets exist on GeoS platform. Leverage core competency supported by mainframe assets. Assets on GOS are built with lot of due diligence and over a long period of time. We had discussed like if any 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 insurance firms wants to reach a set of COBOL business applications which were developed over a long period of time. How we can achieve it? Maintained by transactional system, OTMA, with important qualities of services. New digital presence applications exposed as interactive APIs need easy access to IMS database. Ease of development of system, APIs can provide easy and timely access to the IMS database. We have seen this in API lifecycle. Renew IMS system with APIs for new digital business capabilities. So what are all new digital business capabilities which we can achieve by using of IMS system with APIs? The new digital business capabilities, WhatsApp banking, information sharing with business, associate multi-channel digital presence, real-time notification of unauthorized data, access, brand promotion in social media, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So one way to do that using GOS Connect EE. GOS Connect offers a simple solution which hides the complexity of these environments behind its configurations. GOS Connect provides a single platform which accept the request or which accept the REST-based call and JSON. And these, these calls easily can have the access to IMS, DBCTL, DBDC, DB2, and there are different mainframe systems. So by doing this, we can we can we can create some new digital business capability. GOS Connect simplifies and makes environment more consistent and manageable, provide common and single entry point for mobile access to one or many backend system. APIs with IMS system using GOS Connect, where it fits. So it's all about getting REST and JSON into your mainframe environments, which enables you to access the digital assets. Digital assets exist on GOS platform, and this is how the mobile ecosystem is connected with the outside world. There are different devices, different channels. They are feeding. They are feeding the input. This is connected with the APIs, and through that it communicate with the GOS Connect. And GOS Connect uses JCA to communicate with CICS, the DBCTL, IMS DBDC, batch, BMP DLI batch jobs, and other like SQL access to the database. REST, representational state transfer, the use of HTTP URL that maps to a service such as get, put, or post, delete using that HTTP. The benefits with GOS Connect EE, GOS Connect provides an integration for business and infrastructure assets, consistently, securely, and high performing, which unifies GOS connectors, simplifies integration. A sample configuration with IMS systems. Here we can see this is IMS mobile feature pack is activated with Liberty server running, and in the same platform we can see the GOS Connect is also installed. GOS Connect uses JCA Java connector architecture to talk to IMS Connect to get access into IMS systems. Here HTTP, this is the REST-based call, get, put, delete, and the JSON data, which is coming from the mobile or cloud system, which want to get access to our IMS system. This is a sample configuration with the IMS system, how we can make it workable by using the GOS Connect, how we can get the call from the cloud or mobile system to reach it to the IMS system, complete it, and get the response back. Now, I would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Santosh, who will be speaking about how we create IMS APIs at BMC Software. So, Santosh, over to you. Santosh, you can share the screen. I've just stopped mine. Dominic. Dominic.
Yeah, he's having to unmute himself because
Yeah.
I've asked him to unmute.
Santosh, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Aman. Let me share the presentation here. I hope the presentation is popped up.
Yes, all good.
Okay, we being a vendor company, we receive the customer cases or the problems in the customer's environment, and then we recreate those problems by creating the sample APIs using the IMS installation verification programs like the part transaction, and then we test it through the our application called Energizer for IMS Connect. I'll be showing the simple steps that we follow and how we track the how we test the APIs in IMS system. From the environment standpoint, in our environment, all is all we have is IMS control region address spaces, then IMS Connect address space, GOS Connect server, and the Liberty Angel process. This is the picture of pictorial view of how the IMS system environment is set up at the BMC software. We have multiple IMS systems communicating to the GOS Angel process, and then we have separate ports to communicate with the REST API clients. And these are the these are the touch points, how the request is processed by the backend system and how the response is sent back to the REST client. There can be multiple types of requests coming into the backend system via the REST clients, similar to how the transactional system like IMSDC processes it: get, post, put, delete. And then on the server side, they secure the request, receive the request, map the request, audit and logging, transform the request into the format that IMS Connect can understand, and then send it to the backend system like IMS system, then get the response and send it in the other way, following the same same methods. We use Swagger UI to create the RESTful APIs in our IMS system. Basically, our APIs are very simple. We we are mostly interested in how the API is processed than how complex API is. So the first step is, of course, install the GUS Connect E software or the package in the Eclipse or the Eclipse software. We use IMS Explorer for the development to develop this, and then activate the mobile feature pack on the GOS side, and then choose the assets, digital assets you want to create the RESTful API for. So it can be DBDC, it can be DBCTL, or it can be DB2 system with the IMSDC. So in this demo, I'm going to show the how IMS transaction can be converted into the API and then used. So I'll be toggling between the mainframe screen and the presentation here. So second step is configure your service provider on the GOS side. There are a couple of XML files that needs to be updated to point to the IMS system. One is server.xml. This is the file where it defines the port number where, to which the RESTful APIs can communicate with the GOS Connect. Then second step is configure the IMS connections.xml file to point to the IMS Connect address space. Here we'll be doing the connection with IMS Connect and the host where the IMS Connect resides, and then IMS interactions.xml file where we'll be defining the data store to which the API will connect to. So if I go to the screen, Unix box, this is my server.xml file, and I have used the templates provided by the IBM GOS Connect software, and I just modified the port number here to 9354, and this is the port I'll use to communicate with the GOS server or the mobile feature pack. And then in the resources directory, we have placed this IMS interaction and IMS connections files. In the IMS connections files, we update the host name on which the IMS Connect resides and IMS Connect port number. Here, this is the field or the ID, the connection factory. It is user-defined field, and this field is the reference to connect to the IMS Connect. And the second file is interactions, where we modify, we point it to the data store where we want to send the communications to. So this is again the interaction properties. We refer it in the Swagger UI to create the service which will communicate with this interaction properties one. So this was the step number 2. Now the environment is ready. We have the IMS system ready. We have the GOS Connect server ready, and we have these configuration files ready. The third step is to create the service project. So we use this GOS Connect Enterprise Edition to create the APIs, and people can use whatever software, Eclipse software they have, or they can use anything other than GOS Connect also. Okay, let me show you that screen here. Here on the right-hand side, we go to the GOS Connect perspective, and then we create the new project here, a service project. And in its name, you can type it here. And from the project type, select the IMS service and finish it. Now, once the service is ready, it says enter the transaction code. I'm going to say part, and then create service interface. I'm going to say GSE 2020 service request. And here I'm going to import the COBOL copybook, corresponding COBOL copybook for the for the part transaction. I have this copybook. From this copybook, I'm going to import the input message transaction here and say okay. So this is my input transaction where it is LLGZ, the LLGZ format for IMS Connect to understand what's coming in, and then transaction code and then part number. I'm going to save it here. Next thing I'll be doing is create another service for the GSE 2020 service response. And I'll be importing the part package here, part copybook here. And again, importing the output to indicate it is output thing. All right. And then I got to provide the connection profile name and the interaction profile name, which I had set up here in the mainframe. So I'll just copy these interaction properties name right here. And I have it copied here. The connection factory name. So I'll just enter that here and save it. So that's it. My service project is ready. I can just deploy it. Okay, but in here, 9354 is my GOS GOS Connect port, and you can see IMS GSE 2020 GSE services here. It's deployed to the server. Now, next step, what I need to do is create the from the presentation. This is all we need to do in the service project. Next step is what I showed you already to create the service definition, deploy, and export. So I have done the service definition. I have deployed it to the server. Export, I need to export it to the API project. So I'll create the API project first, and then I'll export it there. So my step number 5 is to create the API project. From the file, new, create API project. Any name can be given here. And just say finish. This is basically the Swagger thing or the Swagger UI, and it tells you what you want to create out of this particular API. So I want to get the information. I'll delete post method here, put method. I don't want delete method here. And then from the service project, I need to export the service to my API project. Okay, once that is done, I want to set a path here. I have copied something. I want to create a path name, part info, and I want to accept the input as part number. And in the service project, I'll select this service from here. Did I export it here? Okay, I'll import this service here and say okay. Then mapping request. It needs to be saved. Yes. For the tran code, I just want to get the hard coded value and I'll get it as a part. Save. And for the part number, I want to tie it like this. That's it, I'm done. This is all we got to do and my API is ready. So I just exported the API here from the presentation again. I have created the API project and then I have deployed API project to the server. Now executing or the testing API, I can do it in the Eclipse itself, or I can do it in the browser like it's shown on the screen. And in the testing, what we can check is the API executed successfully, where it had errored, is there a connection, is the connection successful? These are the questions that that we work on in BMC environment. What is received on the IMS side, details of the inbound and outbound request from the API consuming application. So let's go to the mainframe again. I want to show how the part transaction works in the DC system. Okay. So it's not connecting to the DC system, so I'll skip that part for now. But I can show how the API works. Okay, this is the API we created. I'll open it in UI Swagger and then list operations. Click here, and if you go down, we are required to supply the part number. This is the part number I have added to the database, and just say try it. So if I go here and copy this API and paste it here on the screen, something went wrong. I have another API here that works fine for me. I can show that. So this API brings data from the database back to the application that consumes the API, and you can see it's value name pair or the name value pair. It's in JSON format, and any application can format that and create something next gen, or the new applications, new innovation can be done using the databases or the information on the IMS system. On the mainframe side, we go into our application called Energizer for IMS Connect, and we can have a look at how the transactions traces were captured. See, you can see there were there were a couple of requests. One was failed and one was successful here, and inside these it will be information about how the request was successful, where it failed, and what was the problem there. In the event traces, we capture the events from the point it was received in the IMS Connect. So these are the events or series of events that happened since when the message is hit to the IMS Connect mm, port or the socket, and it went to the IMS OTMA, and is basically the message received from OTMA. These kind of events that can show what actually happened while processing this request. So back to the presentation. So these are the details about inbound request, and this helps really in the diagnosing the problems in the API. So I'll move to the next slide. References, yes, we took some references from the BMC mainframe survey results 2020. We took some references from some of the images we took from the GOS Connect knowledge center and GOS Connect enterprise home edition documentation. We referred some of the material there. It's in detail listed in these documents how to how to create the APIs using GOS Connect. Anyone can refer it. We just followed the documentation and we could create the report APIs very easily. So questions, thank you for listening us here. Dominic, over to you.
Okay, thanks very much, Santosh and Aman. That was really useful, I think. So I'd like to open up to questions. So you'd have to unmute yourselves to ask a question. But I've got a question probably just to get the ball rolling a little bit. So, I mean, we've had, I mean, I'm work for Barclays, so in our company, we've done a few of these APIs where we've got them running into live using ZOS Connect, and then that going into IMS Connect, and then accessing the IMS databases there. Now, when we do it, we've done some sort of like performance testing on it, and it's reasonable for what we want it to use it for. But have you done any performance testing of any of your APIs? And have you got any considerations you think might be relevant for performance using such architecture with the ZOS Connect into IMS Connect?
Dominic, we have few customers like Barclays. They have the GOS Connect live in their production, and they are trying out the APIs to unlock the new business opportunities, easily accessing the data or the business knowledge in the GOS IMS systems. And combining them with the new generation applications like applications residing in the cloud or the mobile world. And those clients, they create the cases for BMC software, being the customer for Energizer for IMS Connect. They ask us whether we support GOS Connect for API creation, and then we tweak our software as needed. We test those we create sample APIs and test those interfaces, and then get back to them. Does that answer your question?
I mean, it's in a way it does. I mean, I was just wondering, what's your expectation? Have you seen any clients with high performing APIs doing that particular route?
I do not know the real scenarios, what the customers achieving out of it, what our customers achieving out of it. But I know they have the GOS Connect in their production system, and they are trying out the new applications with the APIs.
Okay, so it's mainly in sort of testing phases in the production environments that you've seen it in for clients. Okay, that's fair enough. Have we got any more questions for Santosh and Aman? I think I've asked for everybody to be unmuted, so hopefully if you can just unmute, that would be great. And ask your question. Okay, so we haven't got any questions there. I don't think anyone's posted any of the...
Dominic,
oh,
can I...
Yeah, sure.
This is Santosh. Can I ask you a question about how you... I mean, what are you planning to do with the GOS Connect APIs in the Barclays environment? What are your future plans there?
Well, I guess I can't really sort of say too much because it's sort of commercially sensitive, but we certainly have APIs running in live on various applications, and we've used it certainly to some good success at the moment with it, and various applications. Some of them are if you like, I mean, I can say one of them is for check processing that's in fact just gone into live this week, and in fact last week and this week. So I've been in overnight doing some monitoring for that application. But so for things like check processing, which is when people scan a check in and then we process those. So there's various things that we're doing there, and there's also ones on the customer side where they're doing sort of balances, that kind of thing. So we're using it across a range of the products that we have in Barclays for various different clients in services that we provide in Barclays. So, and some of those are most of those have first of all been probably fairly low usage ones, but we are certainly ramping up the performance on some of those, and we've done some testing on that arena, and we've got that one into live now. So, and it seems to be, I'd say, performing reasonably well, but not necessarily, how do I say, we've got other transactions which don't use the ZOS Connect, IMS Connect interface, which probably are higher performing, but it's all down to whatever the business requirement is. We may not use this method for every application that we've got, but we've certainly got quite big plans to do more APIs using ZOS Connect into IMS Connect. So hopefully that gives you a flavor of what we've done so far, and that we are definitely doing more.
Yeah, good to hear that. It was a milestone when the business houses moved to the IMS Connect at some point of time. Now, if you see, most of the customers, they are already using IMS Connect to communicate to the outside world. And now this is the milestone where business houses will be rolling out the ZOS Connect, or they will be creating the APIs in the production system to communicate to, or share the information from the IMS system to the mobile world, all the cloud applications. And that way the new engineers, like 2-year experience people or the 5-year experience people coming into the coding world, they don't have to worry about how the things works at the mainframe side. They can just use the already designed API and create the new incredible applications. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, sure. And I'd say, have we got any more questions for Santosh and Alan at the moment? So I'll take that as a no, but that's fine. But thank you. I mean, what I'd say is it was always good to see you doing some live demo there, even though, and you worked around one of the issues you had by giving us another one. So it was a bit like, in the UK, they call it Blue Peter, where you, on Blue Peter, a program, they used to do things like, here's one we prepared earlier. So hopefully that'll get a laugh with some of the British people on the call. But you did very well. So just hand you over to talk through this slide, Santosh.
Yeah, I got a couple of slides. Please submit the session feedback here. The link is the conference.gsc.org.uk, and the session code is 6AS. You can scan the QR code and submit your feedback here. On to the next slide. If you have learned anything out of it, please donate to our charity partner here, the virginmoneygiving.com. And lastly, thank you all for joining here and listening to us today.
Yes, I'd like, on behalf of everybody else, I'd like to thank you very much indeed, Santosh and Aman, for that presentation. And just to say that we've got tomorrow, there are some other, we've got quite a big session for IMS tomorrow. We've got about 4 presentations throughout the day, some a bit earlier than others, so depending on where you live and reside. But we've got another 4 coming up tomorrow. So we've got quite a packed schedule tomorrow. So we look forward to anybody coming on to those for the next sessions. And obviously just look at the agenda for the day and see what ones are you interested in. And obviously you'll have to connect using the standard connection that you've done for this session here. So thank you very much, Santosh, Alan, and thank you everybody for joining this session.